Hello and welcome back to KeeleCast, the show where students talk to students and find out how we make a difference to life at Keele University. I'm Carmel, and today I'm joined by Katherine from Keele's Earth Stories Film Festival. I know we've already spoken once, but it's great to have you guys back.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me be here.
Absolutely. We spoke to Alia before, and that was absolutely wonderful. But how about you? Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Katherine. I'm in my third year at uni and I study media and communications. I got involved with Earth Stories in my first year, just as the wider team. And then I was asked to come on board as assistant director last year. And I am now a director this year for the upcoming event, which is it's in a week and a half now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, exciting, but nervous. Yeah, there's lots of different things to iron out closer to the time. But yeah, no, I'm really grateful that I was able to get involved in this opportunity because it's voluntary. So it was kind of as much as I wanted to give. But the team and James McAteer, who is my media lecturer, who kind of told me about it, are so welcoming that I didn't really even have to kind of question getting involved. But yeah.
That's amazing. We seem to have caught you guys at a really good time. Or perhaps maybe not. You guys seem really busy. And remind us again, what is Earth Stories? What do you guys do?
So Earth Stories is an international environmental film festival. And essentially, we encourage young filmmakers up to the age of 25 all over the world to submit their short films to do with climate change. So any sort of creative storytelling about sustainability, they submit to us and we organise it all per category and then we decide on the winners, and that is what we then announce at this award ceremony in the 26th of March. And yeah, it's essentially just a really good organisation that provides a platform for young people's voices, not only to talk about climate change, but also to just have that creative opportunity to get their work out there. Because I think especially with media and creative subjects, you need those kind of outlets to reach for your future, basically. It's not like with more of it's not like a science module where you have to kind of have concrete learning. Media is a lot more about the connections and your experience with hands-on things like this. So yeah, it's really just to provide a platform for young people to be able to get out there.
That sounds wonderful. What kind of categories do you split them into? How do you even distinguish between them?
So we have at the moment, we've got fiction category, experimental category, animation, local filmmaker, trying to think so I don't forget any of them. We have documentary, of course, and I'm missing one. Oh, young filmmaker, of course.
Wonderful.
Young filmmaker is up to the age of 16, which is really cool because we've had quite a few films submitted to that and they're all like 14. Some of them were 13, 12. And you just see these amazing films like that have come from the ideas of such young people, especially about climate change, because it's a topic that it feels quite adult, it feels quite deep, it's serious stuff, but they get to share their commentary on how it makes them feel, because at the end of the day, it is young people that are going to have to deal with the majority of the crisis. So yeah, those are the categories. And then we are announcing 2 new categories at our award ceremony. But I'll keep those secret for now.
Okay. No exclusives here. I see. Nonetheless, it's really important to, I suppose, give people a way to share their voice no matter how old they are. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing of you guys, actually. How long has Earth Stories been running? Because I know it's an absolute institution at Keele at this point. It's been here as long as I've been, which to be fair isn't long. But I'm just curious, how long's it been?
Yeah, it's a staple. I think it was 2022 that
Really?
they co-founded it. Yeah, which really doesn't feel that long ago, but it's grown so quickly.
Oh my gosh.
So rapidly. And it really is just down to the dedication of like those co-founders. They just went into it with no kind of like no template, no skeleton, no bones, and they made those bones. And that's why as a director it's really been nice this year, because I feel like I've come in at a time where the base is set, you know, the core values are there, the core of the technicalities and the award ceremonies are there, and it's just there for my creative freedom to be like, this is what I want to keep, this is what I want to improve, maybe we can add this, maybe we can add that. It really gets to more of a point where you can become a bit more free with it and kind of add various things to then in the future for it to expand even more. So yeah, it's really amazing. Yeah, only 2022, like that's what, 4 years?
That is 4 years. That's incredible. So you joined when the film festival was only in its second year, and it was already doing amazingly from what I remember. It was all over my emails, at least. I think the whole humanities department knows about it. That's incredible. What motivated you to join at such an early point?
For me, I always say, like, as much as now I know about Earth Stories and I know its core values are amazing, and to do with the environment, it's definitely allowed me to get more into that kind of political side of it. But for me personally, it was just a community thing. I grew up in South London and I was part of a very big school. I was part of lots of clubs and I'm a very sociable person. So coming to uni, I was excited to kind of explore different societies, new spaces, maybe a bit different to what I tried in secondary school. And coming to uni, I knew there was sports societies and kind of those various things. But hearing about Earth Stories, I was like, oh, that's different. And also just the point of being able to meet new people that weren't just in my classes, you know, that everyone's from different courses. Just being able to do that, meet those people and obviously get some experience, something good for the CV, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Like that's why I started originally. But as I've continued and I've chosen to stay at Earth Stories, it was simply because it is just such a creative minefield. Like you can go into any sort of aspect. There's the marketing, there's the technical side, which is definitely my weakness, but I love hearing these, like my co-students or whatever you call them, my colleagues, have such skill in technical softwares that I am just amazed by every time. So yeah, I definitely joined for the social aspect and I stayed for the social aspect, but my main bonus from it has been learning so much about climate change, about the different global narratives there are and experiences there are about it. It's just amazing to see it in a creative form, because so often you see news about climate change, you hear politicians talking about it, you hear obviously amazing activists like Greta Thunberg talking about it, but it feels very out of reach, black and white, you know, right and wrong. And so Earth Stories, finding that outlet for it was just like amazing. You can see that visually, and that for me is like the best way to learn. So yeah, I stayed for that.
Completely understandable. Have you done much filmmaking yourself out of interest?
I have not. Well, okay. I loved vlogging. When I was younger, I was very much part of the Zoella era.
Oh my gosh.
I really did love doing a little what's in my bag for the airport, you know. But I never edited because, you know, why would I do that? When I can just bunch it all together and make my parents watch it. But no, I've mainly just done it as part of my course, to be fair. Like my modules, digital video, you have to make a video documentary, made a documentary. But I was really lucky that I had like a set group of friends and we all liked working together as well as liked each other outside of our course. So
that's always helpful.
Yeah, very much a bonus. But I loved filmmaking in that aspect. But yeah, no, not individually. I wouldn't describe myself as a filmmaker, no.
Completely fair. It's the community aspect after all.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, Earth Stories has won awards and reached far beyond the university. And as you said, you've had submissions from across the globe, which is incredible. It's been a massive success, to say the least. What impact does your work have beyond Keele, like in terms of what you're receiving and I suppose people outside of even England itself?
I would say on a personal level for international submissions, just being able to say that they have been considered a special mention or a runner-up or a winner as part of a festival that takes place in the UK, as someone outside of the UK, I feel like is a great achievement, like it's a brilliant achievement. And it almost feels surreal even watching them. So I can't imagine submitting from another country and then managing to get through to the later stages. And if you don't know, but the special mentions that we award are basically films that are submitted that we think this deserves a platform. So we want to put it on our YouTube channel to reach a different place, because although it may not be technically like up there with, you know, some of the other shortlisted films, we're like, we want that film to be seen. That is an important message. You know, there is character to it, there is emphasis to it, so we want that to reach there. But I would say the impact is just getting, helping voices reach further audiences, basically. And from our point of view, that external impact then helps us to develop and find other filmmakers or find directors that maybe want to have more of an interest to help us grow, maybe to reach a different university abroad. You know, it opens up a lot of doors for both the individual filmmaker and for us as a film festival.
Interesting. So how are your connections doing with other film festivals or other universities through that?
Good question. I don't know the details.
Okay.
Well, I know the details. I can't remember the details.
That'll do.
But there's definitely been a couple of other universities that have, we've been in contact with people that work there or are associated there, and they're interested in collaborating. And a lot of these things take time, you know. It's kind of like you get teased with the information and then it takes a while to get the ball rolling, just because obviously the priority is getting the season of the festival sorted, straightened out, you know, and then those other things are just kind of bonus stuff that we do in summer. But James is very much our people seeker, you know. He really is just such a character that draws people in. So he definitely would be able to tell you a lot more about that.
James is really good at marketing it. I don't think I've been to a single open day where I haven't heard him talking about it. He's putting in a lot of work.
He is dedicated. That is for sure.
Absolutely. And we love him for that.
Yeah, it's a credit to a lot of Earth Story's success. Of course, he emphasises that it's student-led, and obviously we make the things happen, but he is our guidance. You know, he's our academic mentor for a reason, and that is mainly down to his character and his connections. Honestly, he'll tell you something new every time you see him about his life. It's amazing.
I somehow completely believe that. He seems to be a man with stories.
Yeah, he really is.
Organization. You guys do a lot of it.
Like, oh my gosh,
how does that even balance when it's all just students?
I don't know. No, obviously as the director this year, it has been a lot more, I don't know if it's different to what I expected. It's just a lot more intense timing wise, I think. I personally, I have always been organised when I've grown up, but I think I can be a little skew-if, is that the right word?
I'd say that's a fair assessment.
But I think with Earth Stories, there is a lot to organise. There's a lot of admin, and as the director, a lot of what I'm doing is managing other people. Although sometimes I feel like, oh, I've not done anything. Actually, I have. I've been, you know, making sure that person's not forgotten to do that.
Yes.
I've been making sure that person's comfortable. I really like to ensure that my team members are not feeling like this is not an open space, because at the end of the day, the film festival is voluntary. It relies on people's creativity and their input. So I really want, this year, I really aimed to make the place comfortable, to make me seem approachable, because I am, but obviously sometimes when someone's, you know, labeled director or, you know, they're the lead of it can be intimidating, and I know that. And I never want anyone else to feel like they can't come up to me and just say, I don't know what I'm doing, or, you know, I don't want to do that. Like, that's absolutely fine. You know, it's a voluntary thing. This is not forced upon anyone. So, yeah, I feel like I've waffled on and strayed from the point there. But
don't worry about it.
how do we handle organisation? Was that the...
Yes, it was just generally, you guys do so much.
Yeah.
And it's incredible that you're able to pull off organising a venue and organising all of these submissions entirely as students.
It really is a team effort. Like, I can't emphasise that enough. I think it can seem a lot like, you know, I'm labelled as director. There's assistant director, obviously, Anushka, who has been amazing this year, who will be the director next year. She is going to be phenomenal. But it's such a team effort. Like, the initial judging stages, I mean, we had 896 submissions this year.
Wow.
I hope I've got that figure right. But it was about that. And the initial, when they come in, they get checked. They get checked whether they're appropriate for our criteria. They get checked if they're the right time limit, checked if they're right age. And then after that goes on to our primary judging panel, which is our wider team, and everyone puts in effort to judge the films, to put them through. And then when it reaches the final stages, which is kind of after Christmas, you know, when we come back, we judge more as a team. We look at the higher rated ones, and then we narrow it down to the shortlist. And then there's a whole other senior judging panel who is made up of, again, global participants, who judge those final 2 films per category, and they choose the winners, depending on a vote. So there's also more organisation there. Amelia Whelton has been our senior judging panel leader for the last 2 years. And she's done an amazing job with that. So yeah, it really is, like, I can't talk about everyone, but yeah, the organisation works because the teamwork, you know, everyone does their bit. No one goes against the grain, you know, we're all working towards the same thing. So yeah, that's definitely...
That is incredible. To get that amount of people organised on the same task it's something.
Especially alongside our degrees, like none of us
my gosh, yes.
are doing this, you know, that everyone's doing it in their free time, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, obviously you can do it as work placement, but it's kind of like you're doing it anyway, so you may as well get the credit for it academically. But yeah, everyone is there voluntarily.
And you guys deserve full credit for that. That's incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
What is your favourite thing about working on Earth Stories, beyond the stress and the paperwork and the inevitable just general workload of it?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, it is watching the films. Like, I am very much, it sounds very basic, but it's a film festival. And honestly, my favourite thing probably is seeing these films, because it really opens my creative mind as well. You know, I think about things wider. I think in general, I like to think about the world and, like, you know, whatever, very philosophical. Don't want to sound like too much of a...
Oh, don't worry, I'm completely with you. It's very interesting stuff.
Yeah, especially at this, like, especially now, you know, everything is very much politically messed up, you know. And I think the best thing about the films is that a lot of them are quite hopeful, you know. It's very easy, like I was saying earlier, to read the news and you just get bogged down, and, like, scrolling is, like, they call it doom scrolling for a reason, you know. It is doom and gloom out there. So I think my favourite thing, is these amazingly creative films which talk about a narrative that is hard, and yet somehow they put it into a perspective that encourages hope and incites change. You know, even we always say with our call to action, part of the criteria, you know, it's not just a direct message of you should make sure you litter, or make sure that you not make sure you litter. Make sure you don't litter.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. Make sure you don't litter. But it can also be an indirect of, you know, change the way you think about this issue, or you might not even think about some of the effects of climate change, you know, have a consideration of that. So yeah, my favourite part is the films. Secondly is the people. I do really like, talking to all of these different people that, I might not necessarily be actively seeking out outside of Earth Stories, but when I'm in there and we're connecting, it's like we've all got that mutual thing. And another thing, is I really like the event planning element of it. I think it's just really cool to see all of the different elements that go into organising an event. Like even at the beginning when they were, getting going, it's like there's so many different things to consider, and it's only going to develop more and more over the next, however long.
Absolutely.
Hopefully forever.
Hopefully forever. We'll all have to keep watching it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, before we go, we're running out of time, but do you have any closing comments, anything you'd like to add, plug, make people aware of?
Yeah, well, I guess the main thing is the award ceremony is on the 26th of March of this month. It's on YouTube live stream, so if you cannot make it to the Wade Conference Centre, which is in Stoke-on-Trent, then join it on the YouTube live stream because you'll be getting all of the content there. Also check out our YouTube channel because that holds all of the films from since the beginning, all of the films that have been shortlisted, that have won, they're all on there, and there's some really inspiring things on there. So yeah. And also if you are a first year, second year, if you're coming to uni, or if you're just, looking to be a bit more creative, I really would just advise you to just do it. Like, I think it's very easy to think that filmmaking in particular, but most creative things, are very intimidating. And I think if you'd have said to me before I came to uni, like, you're going to make some documentaries, or, you're going to come up with the concept of this film, I would be like, no, I'm not. That's too much. That's too much. But I think it really is accessible. You just have to kind of go for it. It's a bit like with an essay. You just have to start writing it sometimes, even if you don't really know what you're going to say.
It's a leap of faith.
Yeah, exactly.
And always a worthy one.
Leap of faith, always a worthy one. And you can be proud to say that you've given it a go. Like, even if it doesn't work for you, you're never going to know until you try. So
exactly. You never know where you'll land,
Yeah. And also seek out your peers. I feel like really, really rely on other people. Sometimes, like, you can lean on other people to help you because you'll help them the same. And I feel like at uni, that's really important.
Always. Absolutely. It's always that community at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Comes back to that. You need friends.
Yeah.
And your friends more than likely need you.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me. This has been really nice.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure. And that is our time up. Thank you so much for listening. And if you think you know someone who'd be great on the show, email myself or the team at the Keele Podcast Studio. I hope you'll join us again soon. But until then, that's all from us. Goodbye.